All right. I am going to try my absolute best to explain the Rinne and Weber tests here. Okay, so with that being said, this guy is going to be our patient. And I'm going to pretend like we're looking at him. So this is the left side and this is their right side. First, I'm going to be touching on the Weber test. So we are going to be using the tuning fork to do so. In the Weber test, the tuning fork goes directly on the top of the head in their midline, touching, okay? In a normal test, it's going to be heard the same on both sides of the patient, okay? But in this case, we are going to be talking about conductive loss first, okay? And I'm going to say that the right side is where the conductive loss is happening. So this is the part of the ear, no good. This part, good. So this means during the Weber test that it's going to lateralize this way. So all of this, they're going to hear it louder on this side because of this, because of the conductive loss, okay? But also during sensorineural loss, during sensorineural loss, let's say this part of the ear is no good, no good. Ooh. During the Weber test, it's going to lateralize the same way. Okay. I'll reinstate that though, just to make sense of it. Okay, so I'm talking about sensorineural loss. This is the part of the ear that does not work during sensorineural loss. Okay, no good. This is good. The Weber test lateralizes to the good ear. So it goes this way, not this way. So this is sensorineural loss, okay? The one thing that we know for the Weber test is that it can lateralize to the right ear. It can mean two of things. So either our patient has sensorineural loss, SN loss, of the left side, or they have conductive loss of the right side, okay? And in order to determine which one it is, we have to use the Rinne test. So let me just get rid of all this. Cool. All right, now I'm talking about the Rinne test, okay? Which is this part of our chart here. So in the Rinne test, the tuning fork is going to be going to this bad boy here. Okay. So I'm going to touch on conductive loss first. So this part of the ear is not good. This part, good. So during the bone conduction of the Rinne test, our patient is going to hear this. They're going to hear this. And let me just reinstate. This is conductive loss I'm talking about. Okay. So they're going to hear that. But when you remove the tuning fork and you're holding it up in the air, the patient is no longer hearing this. They cannot hear it in the air during conductive loss. So this means that our Rinne test is negative. Okay. So let me reinstate. During conductive loss, so conductive loss is a negative Rinne test, and this means that the bone conduction is stronger than the air conduction. All right, cool. But let me talk about sensorineural loss for the same ear and how it's different. So now, let me get rid of all this, sorry. Okay. We have the same tuning fork in the same position, but this time, this is the part of the ear that no longer works. So this is sensor neural loss, okay, of the right side. Okay, so our patient in this aspect is still going to hear this. They hear this, cool. And now, when we remove the tuning fork, sorry, let me put that back. When we remove the tuning fork and we have the tuning fork in the air, they're also going to hear this. So this means that the Rinne test in this aspect is positive. Okay? Cool, cool, cool. So when the Rinne test is positive, sensor neural loss can be an option. Or they could be normal, but if that doesn't make sense, I can explain it again. I'm so sorry. But that is how I understand it. But yeah. Cool, cool, cool. All right. If there is anything else I can do, please let me know. But otherwise, thank you for listening. Cool, cool, cool.